Hi, my name is Karen Holmes. I'm the founder and director of the World Peace Organization for the One World Government. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Our organization is working to introduce a plan for world peace based on two proven concepts: the U.S. Constitution and the principles of the cooperation of nature. The Constitution has kept a land of diverse cultures and religions at peace for over 200 years. We're a microcosm of the world. We're a melting pot of all these cultures and religions. And if we can bring peace in the United States, because of all these different cultures and religions, then it can work on an international level also. We can add an additional layer of government over what already exists based on these ideas and solve the problems related to war, for example, because instead of disputes being settled on the battlefield, we can we can settle them in court, like in the United States. If two states are in dispute, it's settled in court. The monies can that are wasted on war and warfare can go to the people instead. We don't have to, in the United States, we don't have to borrow money to wage war. We can settle it in court, and people don't have to have anything to do with it. We can just continue on with our lives unaffected. We don't have to have a big standing military, although that will transition to, for the next 20 years or so, we'll be transitioning out of all these ideas that are so oppressive to the people. The power games that our government plays are oppressive to the people. So now the games are ending. To create a sense of prosperity in the world, where instead of games of one-upmanship that are based on warfare, taking control of another nation's natural resources or strategic locations, so that, say, shipping lanes are controlled by one country or whatever. What we have is the principles of the cooperation of nature. It's based on win-win agreements. The Fibonacci numbers allow a sense of prosperity because they build agreements instead of being based on compromise or acts of war. Or they're based on win-win agreements that create a sense of trust. They build trust between and set the stage for future agreements between the sides. So people have relied on the existing structure for as a trickle down idea, and it will never come because of the power games that are played. So what we're doing now is we're introducing this idea to enable everybody to function on a higher level. There's been a fear about an international government, a one world government, that will turn everybody into slaves and take away people's sovereignty, the sovereignty of the nations. But nobody's in agreement for that to happen. Uh, to solve this problem, the fear associated with it, we're just opening everything up for debate, and then our plan has to benefit everyone. So you have to know how it benefits you. So that's the purpose for our YouTube channels and all of our websites and such, is to keep people informed. I ask that you join the debate on this. Our plan benefits everyone. We have something for everyone in this idea. World peace is so big that you cannot possibly imagine it. But what this does is it separates into segments, and you'll find that if you're not interested in world peace, you might be interested in technology. And a new idea of technology associated with this uh, are so remarkable because basically, let's say technology that is taken and used for weapons is now going to be introduced. New technology is going to be used that cannot be used as weapons. They just won't work. We have business and economics based on the idea of world peace that benefit everyone. Imagine if you are proud of being able to make like a 50% return on your investment by the existing structure. And you're pretty proud of that. But what happens if you create a win-win agreement and you have 10 times your return on your investment? Then it goes to 100 times and then 1,000 times, and the benefits just continue to build up. That's the benefits of the principles of the cooperation of nature. Sense of abundance for everyone. We can, using these ideas, a crisis in the family. That's the next segment. And that is how to solve problems that we're facing in the world, and that allow us to move forward in our that seem to be dragging us backwards, but can be turned to make it, as we introduce the root cause of the problems and come up with a plan, we can start solving these ideas, these crises. And we'll even explain to you where viruses come from to end the COVID-19 pandemic and Ebola and the economic crises and everything associated with the things that are so frustrating for mankind and so oppressive. Then we have conflict resolution, and then uh, we have functioning from your capacity. We're looking at capacity, and then tolerance and empowerment. The idea of conflict resolution and functioning from your capacity, there's an very interesting idea about that. And that is associated with they work together, and if you can deal with conflict resolution and security issues, then you can go on and start to function from your capacity. But if you can't deal with security, right? Let's say the United States right now is dealing with security issues with our elections and uh, whether or not there's Russian interference with the elections. Um, so if we cannot deal with security, our country cannot continue on where we can function from our capacity. So there is a very interesting part of this uh, idea, how it breaks off. So we have to address security issues too, not just open ourselves up to this idea, but address security issues. We'll go into that in greater depth. And then the final one is tolerance and empowerment. But squeezed right in there is also an idea about our evolution and where we're going as mankind. What is our future going to be? What about our children and the legacy that we leave for them? So I ask that you join the debate and keep informed and have a voice in your government, because it's your unalienable right to have a voice in your government. People who are denied a voice, that's what leads to the power game of terrorism. So we're going to stop all these oppressive power games, and we're going to explain all the principles associated with them. There's been a lot of disinformation in the world, and we're going to clarify all of these ideas, and by opening them up to the debate and working with the principles associated with universal law. The international government, the basis for the international government is universal law. For peace to come, everybody has to be able to create the life they want without interference, to be treated fairly and equally, and to have a voice in the government. But the application of that is universal law. And so we're looking at unifying the religions, we're looking at government, we're looking at these very big ideas. But it all will come down to the individual basis, individual level, and how it affects each and every one of us, because we have to be able to create the life we want. We have to understand how to do that. We have to assume responsibility for our own lives instead of turning them over to somebody who doesn't have the capacity to help us do that. So join the debate. I ask that you subscribe to our channel and to click on the bell and to like our channel. If you like it, you can vote up or down on whether you like this idea and go from there. So, thank you. Thanks for stopping by, and keep informed.